It's been creeping closer and closer.
Mother of God.
And now inflation's officially hit supermarket shelves. Coles prices rose 3.2% last quarter, while Woolies has had a 4.3% rise, both big jumps from the previous quarter. And fresh produce is leading the way. As for why, it's just the usual catalogue of horrors.
The war in Ukraine coupled with shipping delays.
The petrol tax.
Our supply chain.
Cost of living.
Cost of living pressures are real.
And there's no respite in sight.
I don't have a crystal ball. It's possible that we'll see higher inflation for a period of time, particularly if wages go up significantly, and then we're likely to see this sort of spiral.
Jamming the inflationary genie back in the lamp is easier said than done. In fact, thanks to a horrible thing called
inflationary psychology.
Even talking about it can feed a vicious, self-fulfilling cycle.
Expectations in economics are really important. If consumers think prices are going to go up in the future, they're more likely to spend today, which is actually likely to increase some of those inflationary pressures.
Plenty of pollies are talking tough about
Cost of living.
Cost of living pressures.
Everything going up, wages not keeping pace.
but actual details are harder to come by.
We have a plan for a better future, to take pressure off living standards by having cheaper childcare and to have cheaper electricity.
You have a strong economy that's backed in by a well-managed budget. That's what puts downward pressure on inflation.
So how do we fix a problem we can't even talk about?
Be very, very quiet.
You can't not talk about this issue, and it's impacting so many people in so many different ways. The question really is, what is the government saying and what is the Reserve Bank saying to give us confidence that they've got this under control?
Right, so we can't talk about it. It's like the Voldemort of problems. We just can't bring it up.
Yeah, it's the Bruno. It's the Bruno of problems. We don't talk about Bruno. But I have noticed that fruit and veg in particular is more expensive.
Yeah.
But even just saying that, apples are now $2 a kilo more expensive.
Well, the Chrissy Swan effect, especially.
It's a spooky thing that we can't even talk about.
But it creates a weird political situation because we're in an election campaign, so everyone's going to talk about it because politicians want to convince you, Dave Thornton, that I feel your pain, right? Like that's what they want to do.
They appreciate the attention.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're on air, so I thought I'd throw you some.
Thank you, mate.
But the problem is, it's so easy to do that, but it doesn't seem to be many levers that politicians can actually pull. So you end up in this weird situation where you just talk about a problem that no one seems really to have any intention or a mechanism to solve, because it's not the stuff of politics.
And also, we've still got to buy food. We've still got to go to the supermarket and
Sounds
buy
like a job for MasterChef to me.
It does.
It does.
Look at you.
This would actually be a real issue, though, for restaurants, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And the thing is as the price of produce increases, the price in restaurants doesn't increase. And so it puts a huge pressure on the whole industry, you know, when the price of a meal out can't get more expensive because people's expectations are that, you know, a main course is $50 and no more.
Yeah.
So it puts the whole industry under pressure.
I don't know where you're eating.
But then means people's wages can't go up or might even have to go down, and then it's